Hi, it's Ela. I am continuing to build on to this little composition right here. This is the photo transfer that I finished. Here's the one that's drawing that I'm going to remove later. And I'm going to continue to use different techniques to transfer images or trace images onto this piece of paper. So here we go. I held this up to the window with this side facing me so I could see the outline of this water lily. And I just scribbled around that outline with different colors of oil pastel. You could also do this with a soft pencil, like a 6B or a 4B pencil. And now I can lay this down on here and I get to choose exactly where I want it to be. I want this to go up near the edge so I can see where this bit ends and push it right up against there, put exactly where I want it to be. And I had some fun with the colors, so I like this reddish edge to this leaf. So I gave it sort of an orangish reddish edge, and I made the stem green and tapering into blue. I kind of mixed the two colors together. So now I can use a pencil. It doesn't matter what color it is, just as long as it has a nice fine point. And I can go ahead and just push through that color pastel, go all the way around in those areas where I put the pigment. And when I am done, hopefully there will be a tracing of this leaf. There it is. It's kind of faint, but that's okay. If there's an area that didn't connect completely, fortunately I have some green colored pencils and I can connect that. I can make the lines darker if I want to. It's all down to what effect I want, what mediums I plan to use. I'll show you one more way to add images to your picture using some sort of transfer or tracing process. So here I have a piece of pretty sturdy tracing paper. So I have a very soft pencil. This is like a 6B or a 4B pencil. And you could try this with any sort of like an oil pastel, although, you know, it's nice to be able to get a fine line. I don't want it to be so wide that I don't get a nice detailed image. Now this image is going to be reversed. I'm going to flip it over. So it was going this way. See how this is sort of leaning to the left? Now I'm flipping this over. Now it's leaning towards the right. So now the drawn side is facing down. I'm putting this piece of cardboard behind this because it's important to have a nice hard surface for this to rub against. And I get to decide where I want this to be. I could tilt it. It doesn't have to be straight up and down. I can play around. I could do multiples of these behind these fish. And because this is see-through, I can make a point of not going in front of the fish. I can stop here and continue down here and make it look like the fish is in front of this leaf. Now I'm going to burnish it. I'm going to rub it so that it transfers onto the paper. It's important that you use a really smooth paper for this technique or it's not going to work. If there's bumps, it just won't be able to pick up that pigment. So I'm using a wooden spoon. You can use any sort of like hard wooden small object that can get a nice flat texture on. I can tape this down. I'm not taping it down, but I could. Just be very careful not to wiggle it at all. And I'm literally rubbing the lines with the spoon, using a lot of pressure. But I can hold down the paper, pull it up, and you can see where it's transferred. I can go over parts again if I want a darker transfer. So this is a much more soft, subtle line. It's more just showing me where it's going to be. I can go down here and then I can stop at the fish. I'm also going to rub off this piece of paper, so even if it did overlap, it wouldn't matter. That's good enough. So if I want a stronger outline, I could always just go in with a colored pencil. I know where that line is. It's very faint, but I can see it. I don't know if you can see it with the camera or not, but I can just go over it again. So this looks like a leaf that's farther away. And I don't have to outline it if I don't want to. I can just color it in without any outline. So there that is. Pretty cool. And I can do this more than once. I can change the line if I want to. It's faint enough that if I want to make it say deeper, I can do that. So there's room to play because it's such a faint line. I'm going to keep working on this picture with different mediums, and you can follow along with me in my next video.